Welcome back, everyone. Today we are talking about the ending of The Boys, and man, I did not expect it to hit this hard emotionally. This is not just about explosion, gore, or superheroes fighting each other anymore. The ending felt like the death of an entire journey we have been following for years. So let's talk about Billy Butcher, Homelander, Soldier Boy, and why this finale left such a strange emptiness inside me. First of all, Billy Butcher, I think his ending was justified. Painful, but justified. After losing Ryan and even his dog, the man had literally nothing left to live for. For years, revenge was the only thing keeping him alive. Killing Homelander became his oxygen. That hatred was the fire pushing him forward every single day. And honestly, when you look back at the entire series, it explains so much about this personality. People used to say Butcher was annoying, rude, toxic, always insulting everyone around him. But from the another perspective, it was never because he did not care. Sometimes when a person is carrying too much pain inside, they stop talking normally. Sarcasm become their defense mechanism. Insults become a shield. They push people away because emotionally they are already broken. That is Billy Butcher. The ending gave me a really heavy feeling because a happy ending for him would actually feel wrong. The show never presented him as a someone destined for peace. And that moment when he forced Huey to shoot him, man, that scene is going to stay with me for years. Because in that moment, Billy finally accepted that he had become, and Huey, the same innocent guy from season 1, had to pull the trigger. That is tragic storytelling. The real strength of Billy Butcher. And when I started thinking back about the early seasons, I realized something very important. Billy Butcher was one hell of a fighter. Think about his situation. His wife disappeared. The enemy was literally superpowered gods walking on earth, and he himself just a normal human. No powers, no laser eyes, no invincibility. So what did he do? Did he quit? No. He waited. He planned. He manipulated situation. He adapted something. Sometimes this move, sometimes that move, and after years of suffering, he finally reached his revenge. This is honestly inspiring in a weird way. The character teaches you that in impossible situation, the first step is survival. Save yourself first, stay alive, take time, then carefully build a plan, then execute it. Life sometimes forces painful decision on you, and Butcher was the embodiment of that reality. That is why even though he was terrible human being in many moments, you still respected him. But the real hit came after the episode ended, when the credits rolled and you sit there silently thinking about everything. That is when it hurts the most, because this is years of emotional investment coming to an end. I still remember casually starting episode 1 of The Boys, not expecting much, and suddenly Huey girlfriends get blown apart by a train in 1 second. That scene changed everything. From that moment, the show created this emotional void where all you wanted was justice against Homelander. And now that journey is over, no more big decisive plans against Homelander, no more waiting for the next move. The emptiness feels real. Now let's talk about Homelander. The internet is absolutely divided over his ending. You can literally see memes everywhere. Some people are saying his ending was disappointing because there was not enough destruction or genocide before he died. And honestly, I understand both sides, because realistically speaking, Homelander is the most dangerous soup alive. If he was fully free in an open battlefield, do you seriously think the boys could hold him down permanently? The second he gets even one opportunity, he escapes. And once he escapes, everybody dies. So, from a plot perspective, they probably needed to limit him somehow. But there is one thing I personally did not fully like: Homelander begging for his life. That felt slightly out of character. Yes, he is narcissistic and evil, but people with gigantic egos usually do not break that easily. Even after losing power, someone like Homelander would still try to manipulate the situation. He would lie, distract people, attempt an escape, maybe secretly plan to inject Compound V again later. That would feel more consistent with his personality. Instead, the begging felt a little too fragile for someone who spent years acting like a god. Homelander deserved more scene time, and this is where I agree with my fans. Homelander deserved a bigger ending. Not necessarily more violence, but more storytelling. This character carried the entire show on his soldier for years, and Tony Starr absolutely destroyed this role with his performance. So honestly, I would have loved an entire 20-minute sequence focused only on Homelander, his psychology, his fear, his final thoughts, his collapse as a false god. That would have made the ending legendary, because whether you hate him or love him, Homelander became one of the greatest TV villains ever created. Now coming to Soldier Boy, there are memes about him too. People are saying he barely got a role. But if you think carefully, there is actually a good reason for that. If Soldier Boy was fully active during the final, there is almost no way Homelander dies the way he died. Soldier Boy would never allow the situation to happen so easily. The plot basically needed him out of the equation. And honestly, I think the creators are saving him for future projects, because they already announced What Rising, which explores the pre-Homelander era when Soldier Boy was in his prime. So this probably means they still have long-term plans for the character. And personally, I'm completely okay with that, because I love Soldier Boy mainly because of Jensen Ackles. As a long-time fan of Supernatural, seeing him here was amazing. The guy has insane screen presence. Honestly, every time he appears on screen, he instantly steals attention. That man is so charismatic that even dudes start admiring him. At the end of the day, the finale was imperfect. Some decision worked, some did not, but emotionally it landed. And maybe that is what mattered most. The boy started as a brutal satire about superheroes, but somewhere along the way it became a story about pain, revenge, trauma, ego, and survival. Billy Butcher's journey, especially in something I will not forget anytime soon, a broken man with nothing left, still refusing to quit. And honestly, that is what made him legendary. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments. Did you like Homelander ending? Did Butcher deserve better? And are you excited for Soldier's Boy future? If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.